Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I'm going to rainbow this surprising unit right here, this free-to-play Android 13. I am in bad wanting of a new Android 13 card, maybe one that would replace even this guy, so maybe this is a bad rainbow for me to do, but I do want to see an Android 13 Dokkan Fest, maybe like this guy that then transforms mid-battle. Although, honestly, if we got a transformation character like that nowadays, he probably would require like an Android 14 and 15 unit on the team. So I could envision, like, let's say an Android 13 Dokkan Fest event does come. I would think a story event would come as well. Maybe there would be a summonable version of 14 and 15, and there probably would also be a free-to-play version of 14 and 15. So that way, you know, a free-to-play player who might pull Android 13, and then you might need that restriction in order for him to transform a 14 and 15 being on the team, which I'm sure will probably happen. At least you would then have a free-to-play option to where you could activate their conditions, and then they would also be farmable as well. So that would definitely be the best scenario. This 13 is going to be pretty solid because he's one of these units that guards when he's going up against a type advantage. So if you're fighting physical type enemies, this Android 13 can be kind of useful. If he gets a Dokkan Awakening, for example, I do think he could be an interesting option for Dokkan Battlefield. Like, he would not be too bad. So he's a free-to-play unit. You know, you get him with incredible gems. So let's go ahead and test out this rainbowed Android 13. Alright guys, so we're back. Literally like 2 weeks after I made the first part of this video, this guy got an awakening, because Dokkan Fest Android 13 did indeed come out. When I rainbowed this guy, again, like 2 weeks ago, I had no idea that Android 13 was about to be the next Dokkan Festival exclusive, but that is the way things turned out. So let's go ahead and awaken this bad boy. He does become pretty damn good, actually. Yeah, so I recorded the first part of that video on November 3rd. So that was right after STR Cooler came out. But here, he's Dokkan Awakened. Let me level him up, and we'll start testing him out on some events. He is pretty good. This guy is really solid. If you're a free-to-play player, it is probably worth it to grind up the incredible gems and maybe rainbow this guy. Again, he's very strong. They've done a really good job with making free-to-play units pretty good these days. Alright guys, so we are in an event with our boy Android 13, right? So he got an awakening. There's a lot of things that he does now. He has a very... let's take a look at this passive, this storybook right here he's got. Now, the reason it's so long is because he basically needs to be fighting a Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks. Now, the Trunks one is kind of interesting. Let me just read through this passive, because there's a lot here. Number one, he does stack attack and defense on super attack, so keep that in mind. So he reduces damage received by 40% when ki is 8 or more. Basically what that means is his damage reduction is not going to kick in until he attacks, right? So putting him in this first slot, a lot of times is not going to be the greatest. So we'll go ahead and put Kid Buu first. He does have big bad bosses, actually. So like if Kid Buu would get slapped up, that could give him a pretty nice buff. But then he gets 130... What's his defense? 78k. I mean, free-to-play unit. I guess I'll take that. And he does stack it, though, so that's going to be able to go up and up and up and up and up. But he gets 130% attack and defense if he's fighting a Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks. It can't be like, you know, Kid Goku, Ginyu Goku. Okay, so 800k, it's fine. You know, Vegeta, it can't be Kid Vegeta or Vegeta Jr. But what's interesting is the last one is Trunks Teen, right? Because it's the Trunks from the movie. The only thing is, like, so there's infinite Goku and Vegeta enemies scattered throughout the game, but Trunks Teen, not as many as you think. Like, that's one reason I'm calling for that Trunks to get a Dokkan Festival exclusive, because there's not like a Dokkan event with that guy. Like, he's just not around very often, right? So it actually would be very nice for that Trunks to get like a Dokkan Festival exclusive, and you know, maybe this 13 becomes a little bit better in that. Then maybe we see that Trunks as like an enemy in Dokkan Battlefield or a new Super Battle Road stage, you know, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying, right? Now what I'm not sure, right? Because it says Trunks Teen, so that's basically, you know, Trunks, you know, short purple hair. He's got his blue jacket on. I guess that would also count. Yeah, so that would also count Super Saiyan Trunks in the Saiyan armor as well, who there currently is not a version of that character in Dokkan. He fights second form Cell, and then remember he goes to Super Trunks once he's fighting Perfect Cell, right? There's a bunch of Super Trunks cards, but not Super Saiyan Trunks Teen in the Saiyan armor, but that should be Super Saiyan Trunks Teen. Now, what I'm not sure of is if Trunks Teen Future would activate 13's passive. So that, of course, would be like Tech Dragon Ball Super Trunks, the LR Trunks and My, SSR and TUR, the SSR for Trunks. Oh, actually, see, that's interesting because that Trunks in the Saiyan armor, we did get one of those recently, but like it's from the very end of the Cell Saga, and they got him as Super Saiyan Trunks Future. So, like, if they gave us that version of Trunks, but the one with the ponytail, right? Because that version doesn't have the ponytail. Because the base form version of that guy is just Trunks' team, right? You know, it's very the long-haired version of him. So, like, if they release a Super Saiyan ponytail version of that Trunks, I gotta imagine he'll be Trunks, you know, Super Saiyan Trunks' team. I don't know, whatever. Okay, anyway. So after that, 13 also gets an additional 70% attack and defense if 14 and 15 are attacking in the same turn, which we do have right here. So now his defense is up over 100k. Again, you guys should know how 14 and 15 work. The fact that it has not yet been amended means it must be intended that after that first turn, where 13 and 14 and 15 are on the same rotation, from this point on, you get the permanent being able to see exactly where the enemy super attack is, which is really, really helpful to have. Okay, so we have his damage reduction active, so how much will this do? That's cute, Goku, my boy. I do still want to see 14 and 15 get separate cards, by the way, and I honestly want the Super Saiyan Goku from that movie, and I also want a Vegeta from that movie as well. You know, because Legends did a really good job with the Trunks and Vegeta from that movie. Dokkan gave us, like, that Trunks. I'm actually a little bit butt mad that I wasn't able to rainbow that Trunks. I have been toying with the idea of going back into that banner to rainbow that Trunks because he's so damn good, but it's like, oh, like, dude, they're gonna release a summonable LR in like 2 weeks. That's like borderline confirmed, by the way, because they're gonna do another summonable LR double rates banner. They've done it the last 2 Christmases, right? It's just, is it LR Spirit Bomb Goku or not? Could be. You know, that we don't know, but there's definitely gonna be another LR coming. There might be 2 LRs coming this month because they might do, you know, an LR. There could be 3 even if they do a double Dokkan Fest, like summonable Dokkan Fest exclusive LR for New Year's. Like, there's a lot of stuff that could be coming. Okay, I guess we'll get 2 more rotations with our boy Android 13 here. We're just on the Artificial Lifeform team, right? Because remember, he has the same name as the Dokkan Festival exclusive Android 13, but that's not really going to hurt him on the Android team because we could still run like MVP 17 as the leader, or Android 21, or the LR Androids, and then we could bring a friend AGL Android 13, which is probably the best way to build that team. That's probably what I'm going to go ahead and do, right? So, like, that's a perfect example of, like, you know, because they've released so many different versions of leaders and stuff for, like, these teams. Like, you know, think of, like, the old days, right? There's only one Ultimate Gohan card you could use on the Hybrid Saiyan team because Ultimate Gohan is the leader of the team, right? Well, nowadays it's different, right? If you want to use in Ultimate Gohan or Hybrid Saiyans, you can, because there's now the Future Gohan leader for Hybrid Saiyans. And then if you want to use, well, I mean, that's basically the only base form Future Gohan in the game, but you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so whatever. We'll just have Baby just pimp smack this guy, and then we'll go ahead and move on. Now, the Artificial Lifeform team, another update and another decent batch of units added to this team, by the way. I'm a fan of this Artificial Lifeform team, and I'm really looking forward to the potential leader to the team. I've seen some people throw out some ideas, a Kid Buu leader for the team, or like a Hellfighter 17 leader for the team, or a new Super 17. Like, I'm okay with all these things. I do think Super 17 like needs an update. Hellfighter 17 needs a better card. Kid Buu definitely needs like a. I really do want like a dominant like LR Kid Buu. I'm talking, give me like STR Cooler in Kid Buu form or something like that. I think would be really nice to see. Kid Buu, in my opinion, does deserve a top tier, like, just ball crushing unit like that. So I do want to see that happen. Yeah. Okay. So I guess. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do this. I don't think 14 and 15 have big bad bosses, though. That's the only thing. But let's see how much more damage 13 will take right here. And then after this, we'll go ahead and move over to the Android category team. Of course, we're going to be fighting another Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks enemy. Because this is, like, you're only really going to want to use this 13, right? If you're going up against a Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks, like, obviously, right? Oh, he got stunned. Great. Sure. All right. So we'll go ahead and go to the Android category team. All right, guys, so now we're on the Android category team. So, oh, interesting that the STR one does have the hat on, but he does not in his card art, which is something that does bother me. Couldn't they give him the hat in the card art if he's going to have his hat on? I'm just saying, you know, come on. Let's not be Dragon Ball Legends out here that does that with like 5 different Piccolos. But here's the good thing about the Android category team. Again, there's 50 leaders for the team, so it's very easy to bring like the friend Android 13 and then still have this Android 13 on the team, so... You know, I do want to see multiple versions of all these top tier, like, leader characters for a lot of these teams. You know, create different, like, team builds of, you know, like, give us, like, a fusion. Could you imagine, like, a fusion / Patara team? That'd be crazy. I don't know. All right, so 966K. I feel like he's got his hat on the whole time. Why does he not have his hat on in the card art? Why must you tease me like this, Dokkan? The Android team is also really good, by the way, because you have a ton of really good support-type units. Like that 18, the LR Androids, of course, you know, 14 and 15, who I've been sucking off in like 20 videos in a row, because they're so good. Like, being able to just see enemy super attacks at all times is like... I don't want to call it an underrated ability, but like, it's an underrated ability, right? Like... I also brought Fusion Android 13 here, the Int one. He could be useful, you know, as an orb-changing character. You know, he can help out here and there, but, I mean, he's okay. I feel like upon further review of him, I just, like, the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and, like, Namek movie, or I always call him Namek Goku. I mean, again, he is from Namek, but the Metal Cooler movie Goku. Like, that 13 is good, but you do have to be on an Android team, I believe, for that 13 to be solid, so I don't know. Okay, so we can see 13 get super attacked right here. I am curious to see how much damage he'll take. Sure, let's go ahead and eat this super attack with 13. I would like to not super attack with 18 as well, but I'm gonna have to. Because I don't want to finish this off before I get the next rotation with 13. Alright, so yeah, this is 13 without his passive active. So yeah, he takes 144k. Oof, okay. 1.25 million is pretty good. Yeah, this guy, he's going to be real solid, just you know, running on teams and stuff like that. He's very good, I think, for, like, new players to the game. The only issue with him that's kind of unfortunate is he's not a farmable card, so you're not going to be able to use him in, like, prime battle events and stuff like that, right? You know, he is definitely a free-to-play unit, but he just can't be used in prime battle events, so keep that in mind. But, I mean, he is a monster. And then here, this 13 is going to go ahead and fuse for us, although a lot of times, really, I would rather this guy not transform so we could keep that support type buff. Like, they could have just have him, you know, keep his support type buff. That would have been cool. You know, I would have been totally okay with that. Let me tell you all that for free. Alright, so I think we should be able to take Vegeta out on this turn, and then next turn we'll be able to get pretty good attack stat for 13. Remember, this Android 13 doesn't really have a highest attack stat because he does stack attack and defense. So, you know, we could just let him go forever and ever and ever. He actually is, I think, a really good unit for the Legendary Goku event, so I probably will do a video with him in the Legendary Goku event, because, like, if you keep him in slot 2, where he's got, like, 40% damage reduction, plus he stacks defense, like, you know, he's not going to take damage from, like, Int UI Goku's super attack. Like, you know, he will, but it'll be, like, 50k or something like that. So I think he's an exceptional option for that Legendary Goku event. You know, again, you know, you bring this guy over, like, the AGL 13, you know, bring MVP 17, and then you bring a friend Android 13, and bam, like, you're off to the races, you're good to go. So, alright. Oh, this is perfect, actually. The only thing is that our defense is lowered. It's not lowered anymore. Okay. So we can watch him Stonewall Jackson, Evolution Blue Vegeta. Yeah, that very fair matchup of Android 13 against Evolution Blue Vegeta. Let's go ahead and watch this. But remember, 13 is going to have his 40% damage reduction, so that's going to be really good. 1.32, like, without, you know, having him stack attack and defense for, like, a million turns, like, that's good. He's very solid. I think I gave this guy full dodges, too, by the way, because, you know, before I rainbowed him, his only utility was defense. That's it? Yeah. Blue Vegeta, this Evolution Blue Vegeta boss still hits incredibly hard, so it only takes 69k right there. Very, very solid. So there we go. There was this free-to-play Android 13. He's real good. It's just, you know, you're going to want to be using him when you're fighting, like, a Goku enemy, a Vegeta enemy, a Trunks teen. Although there's not a ton of Trunks teen enemies off the top of my head, but you're going up against one of those enemies, this 13 is really good to use for sure. Alright, guys, so this is Cruel Android, Android 13. His leader skill is physical type enemy attack minus 40%, so you could potentially do some shenanigans with him in like Super Battle Road, one of those like 3-hour marathons. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. His super attack is the SS Deadly Bomber, which stacks attack and defense and does supreme damage to the enemy. So him stacking defense combined with having a damage reduction means like he is actually like one of the very best free-to-play units for the Legendary Goku event. Like he really will dominate in there. Like for real, for real. He reduces. Okay, his passive is Interlocked Data. He reduces damage received by 40% when he is 8 or more. So you're just gonna want him in the 2nd or 3rd slot, right? Or at least in a position where he's not gonna get hit a million times before he attacks. Then he gets a 130% attack and defensive buff if he's facing an enemy whose name includes Goku, not Youth, Ginyu, or Junior, a Vegeta, who is not Kid or Junior, and then or a Trunks team. So, like, either of those 3 characters. But, I mean, just having Goku and Vegeta on there is, like, half the game, so that's not really... it's fine, right? Then he does get an additional 70% attack and defense if you have androids 14 and 15 attacking in the same turn. You know, I do wish that that was, you know, on the team, but sure, we'll take it, right? His links are Red Ribbon Army, Android Assault, Tough as Nails, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Shattering the Limit. Here we go. Unit, Tough as Nails, plus 1500 defense, Android Assault, plus 1000 defense, Red Ribbon Army, plus 300 attack. Can we please update these links? Please. They're very bad. They have got to be changed. His Faulty multiplier is 135%. That's a wonky number right there. That's not common. I wonder why they didn't just make it 140. Okay, very weird, but whatever. And then he's on a couple of different category teams. So he, of course, is on the Target Goku team, but, you know, the Dokkan Fest Android 13 is the leader of that team. So if you want to run that team specifically, you know, you'll be out of luck with this STR Android 13. Then he's over here on the Movie Boss team as well, where, I mean, he's not going to be at his best on this team because 14 and 15 are not part of the Movie Boss category, but he is still damage reduction / defensive stacking unit. So you could play around with him on the Movie Boss team, I guess. He would be okay depending upon the situation. I mean, as long as you're going up against a Goku or Vegeta or something like that. Then he's also on the Android category team. Again, not a terrible option for the Android team, and very easy to run the Android team without 13 as your leader because there's 27 leader options for that team. And then finally, he's on the Artificial Lifeform team, which, you know, again, this year has had quite the number of buffs. The team is interesting, man. I really want to see what this team is going to look like once it gets a Dokkan Festival exclusive. I'm really hoping that they do give us a Kid Buu that's like a top 5 unit in the game. Like, dude, I would be totally okay with LR Kid Buu, who's the best unit in the game. I'm fine with that. That would be, like, because he could be a dodging unit, you know, with the instant transmission, which he copies. Well, no, he doesn't copy Goku's instant transmission. He copies Kibito Kai's, like, instant, like, warping, which is, like, stronger than Goku's instant transmission. So, like, you know, with that ability, you could say Kid Buu could dodge everything, and then Kid Buu could heal, and then, you know, if he just gives himself, like, plus 10 ki at the start of turn or something like that, which, sure, whatever, then all of a sudden he becomes, you know, damn near the best unit in the game. Like, let's do it. Well, I mean, he would also, I think, need to have additionals. For a unit to be better than Kale and Khalifa or Gohan and Goten, I'm pretty sure they're going to need additionals like them in order to be able to match their output, right? That's a very important thing that people need to understand. So, you know, we'll see. But I would totally be okay with Kid Buu as number 1 in the game. That would be cool. But, all right, there we go. There's this free-to-play Android 13. A very good unit. Don't be scared to grind him. Don't be scared to give him orbs. He's very, very solid. So, thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.